Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about properties of metals. We have already learned about properties of metals in terms of physical properties, and we have classified elements as metals and non-metals on the basis of physical properties. Today we are going to focus on the chemical properties, and elements can be more easily classified as metals and non-metals on the basis of their chemical properties. Now what are chemical properties? The chemical changes that we will observe, and it is not reversible. Those changes are known as chemical changes. For example, you can see a magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen. Now when magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen, it produces white dazzling flame and converts into white powder. Now this white powder is your magnesium oxide. Now when you dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, it converts into magnesium hydroxide. I again repeat, when we burn magnesium ribbon in presence of oxygen, in presence of oxygen means burning magnesium ribbon in blue oxidizing flame. So it will burn by producing a white color dazzling flame, as you can see in the picture given over here, and it converts into white colored powder. This white colored powder is your magnesium oxide. Now when you dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, it becomes magnesium hydroxide. Similarly, if you heat copper powder in an evaporating dish, it converts into black color. Copper, which is your brown color metal, again you can check this in this given diagram, that brown color copper powder, when heated, it converts into the black color, which is your copper oxide. Now what will happen if sodium is left kept open in the air? It vigorously reacts with the atmosphere present in the surroundings and produces sodium oxide, and it burns by producing pop sound. So we can say metal, when reacts with oxygen, it produces metal oxide, and these metal oxides, when dissolved in water, they produces metal hydroxides. Hence we can say most metal oxides are basic in nature, because metal oxides, when dissolved in water, produces metal hydroxides. Metal hydroxides are basic in nature. Therefore we can say most of the metal oxides are basic in nature. So how to check their nature of metal oxides? Such as oxides of metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, they dissolve in water to form soluble hydroxides called alkalis. These we have already learned in our previous chapter, that the soluble bases are called alkalis. They react with acids to form salt and water, which is a neutralization reaction. So from these two equations, we can confirm that metal oxides are basic in nature. Now oxides of metals like calcium, iron, they react with water to form insoluble hydroxide, which are called bases. Now this hydroxides also reacts with acids to form salt and water. So again, as we have learned in our previous chapter, acid, bases and salts, that acid plus base gives salt and water. Similarly, if you are reacting your metal oxides in presence of your base, so we can obtain salt and water. Oxides of aluminium and zinc show both acidic as well as basic behavior. Hence, these oxides are amphoteric in nature. So you can see the reactions given over here. Aluminium oxides reacting with HCl producing salt and water, whereas aluminium oxide reacts with a base named sodium hydroxide produces salt and water. Hence, we can say the oxides which can behave acidic oxides as well as basic oxides, they are termed as amphoteric oxides. So, we have aluminium and zinc oxides as amphoteric oxides. Now, what will happen if metals reacts with water? We have highly reactive metals such as sodium and potassium, because how we can say these are highly reactive metals, as they react with water violently in normal conditions as well, and they catch fire. Hence, to avoid accidents, sodium and potassium, calcium reacts with water less violently, and magnesium reacts with water on heating. When calcium reacts with water, it will produce calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, whereas when magnesium reacts with water, it produces magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So in general, we can say metal reacting with water produces metal oxide and hydrogen gas. Then this metal oxide dissolves in water to produce the metal hydroxide. I again repeat, metal reacting with water produces metal oxide plus hydrogen gas, and metal oxide plus water gives us metal hydroxide. Now metals of lower reactivity like iron, zinc, aluminium, they react with water only when steam is passed over heated metals. You can see in this diagram. Now this is the blue color flame which is known as the oxidizing flame. Now this is a test tube where your iron powder is been kept and it is heated. So what you can observe here, can you observe the water droplets? Yes. So when iron is heated, that means when it is passed through the steam, that is vapor, we obtain iron 2 oxide and hydrogen gas is released. Now if you are taking iron 3, that is ferric iron, and we are passing steam, we will be obtaining iron 3 oxide. Whereas if we are taking, this is the generalized equations, that is when iron is treated with water molecules. This is the equation where maximum amount of iron can be reacted. So when iron is treated with steam, we obtain iron 2,3 oxide, which is Fe3O4, and hydrogen gas is released. So if a question is asked that give the product when iron is reacting with steam, so your final product is Fe3O4. Now metals do not evolve hydrogen gas when they react with dilute nitric acid. Why? Because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent and it oxidizes the hydrogen gas evolved into the water molecules, and it itself gets reduced to the oxides of nitrogen. such as N2O, NO2, NO, and so on. Hence, we can say that when metals react with nitric acid, it do not produce hydrogen gas. Whereas metal reacts with sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, they produce salt and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is also known as dihydrogen. Now here is the reaction when zinc metal is reacting with dilute HNO3. It produces zinc nitrate, water molecules and NO2 gas, where you can see that nitric acid got reduced into the oxides of nitrogen. Now for your note, magnesium and manganese. I repeat, magnesium and manganese are the metals which react with very dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. I repeat, magnesium, that is Mg, and manganese, Mn, reacts with very dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. Next, metals when reacting with other metallic salt solution. This is the example of displacement reactions that we have already learned in chapter number 1. That is, the highly reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. I repeat, high reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. We can say that metals reacting with other metallic salt solutions to produce again salt and metal itself. So these are the few chemical reactions that you have already studied, that is sodium metal reacting with magnesium sulfate, where sodium is more reactive than magnesium present in magnesium sulfate. Hence we can obtain sodium sulfate and magnesium as a solid. I suppose you remember the reactivity series, that is KNC ma ZF pahcha, where K stands for your potassium, N stands for your sodium, C stands for calcium, Ma, M stands for magnesium, A for aluminium, and so on. So few examples of displacement reactions. Here you can say that copper is displaced. Right, copper displaces silver from silver nitrate solution and we obtain the silver as a metal. Similarly, here one more displacement reaction, that is the magnesium solid dipped in the copper sulfate solution. Right, so magnesium displaces copper from the copper sulfate solutions and we obtain a colorless magnesium sulfate solutions and the pieces of copper. One more example of displacement reactions, that is zinc reacting with sulfuric acid, which displaces the two hydrogen atoms, or we can say two hydrogen ions. Why? Because the valency of zinc is +2. Hence, a single zinc will displace the two hydrogen atoms. Now, the reaction takes place in the aqueous solutions, right? So, Zn2 plus ion displaces the 2H plus ion from sulfuric acid and we obtain the following reaction. So this is our reactivity series of metals. From these many experiments, we will be able to arrange the metals in the proper order. So what is reactivity series? The arranging of metals in the decreasing order of their reactivity is called reactivity series of metals. That is your KNC ma ZF पहुंचा. That is potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver and gold. As we are moving from top to bottom, the reactivity of the metal decreases. I repeat, the reactivity of the metal decreases. So for today, only this much. I hope you have understood the chemical properties of metals, and please do practice the chemical reactions. Thank you. Stay tuned.